Hey, my friends, Derek here from Bomb Socks with another week of Bomb Bites, where we feast upon the words of Christ, one bite at a time. Now, this section, one section this week, it's section 76 of the Doctrine and Covenants, and it is a big one. In fact, arguably, it could be called one of the greatest sections, probably is the greatest section in the Doctrine and Covenants. It depends on who you talk to. If you were to talk to Wilford Woodruff, this is what Wilford would say. There's a quote here that explains his feelings about section 76. He says, I will refer to the vision. In fact, this vision was simply titled The Vision in section 76 alone as a revelation which gives more light, more truth, and more principle than any revelation contained in any other book we ever read. That's a bold statement. It makes plain to our understanding our present condition, where we came from, why we are here, and where we are going to. Any man may know through that revelation what his part and condition will be. And it's cool because we as members of the church have been taught from a very young age this idea of where we came from, why we are here, and where we are going. In fact, we were taught songs like I Am a Child of God to teach us these things, but not everybody in the world understands that. So Joseph Smith and Sidney Rigdon were studying and translating the Bible, and they came across a verse of scripture that really puzzled them for a moment. It's in John chapter 5, verse 29, which reads, and shall come forth they that have done good unto the resurrection of life, and they that have done evil unto the resurrection of damnation. Well, you go to the section heading, and it talks about how Joseph resumed the translation of the scriptures. It says, from sundry revelations, or various revelations, which had been received, it was apparent that many important points touching the salvation of man had been taken from the Bible, right? We believe the Bible to be the Word of God as far as it is translated correctly, or lost before it was compiled. It appeared self-evident from what truths were left that if God rewarded everyone according to the deeds done in the body, the term heaven, as intended for the saints' eternal home, must include more kingdoms than one. And then it says, accordingly, while translating John's Gospel, myself and Elder Rigdon saw the following vision at the time we were studying John 5:29. So this is new doctrine because up to this point, it has been heaven or hell. And all of a sudden, you get in this section so much more to it. In fact, it's kind of cool. This whole thing was just mind-blowing to a lot of people. In fact, even to Sidney Rigdon himself. The context here, now, this took place in the upper rooms of the John Johnson home. And I have had the wonderful opportunity to be able to be here in this very room and teaching about Section 76. It's pretty surreal to be able to do that. But here's a little context with it. So the vision, which is recorded in the Book of Doctrine and Covenants, reports Elder Philo Dibble, who was a close friend of Joseph. It was given at the house of Father Johnson's in Hiram, Ohio, like I said. And during that time, Joseph and Sidney were in the Spirit and the heavens open. There were other men in the room, perhaps 12. And this is not a huge room, but again, 12 can be in there okay. Among whom I was one during part of the time, probably 2/3 of the time. I saw the glory and felt the power, but did not see the vision. Joseph would at intervals say, what do I see? As one might say while looking out the window and beholding what all in the room could not see. Then he would relate what he had seen or what he was looking at, and then Sidney replied, I see the same. Presently, Sidney would then say, what do I see? And would repeat what he had seen or was seeing, and Joseph would reply, I see the same. This manner of conversation was repeated at short intervals to the end of the vision, and during the whole time not a word was spoken by any other person, not a sound nor motion made by anyone but Joseph and Sidney, and it seemed to me that they never moved joint or limb during the time I was there, which I think was over an hour to the end of the vision. Can you imagine just two guys sitting there? It's like, do you see that? It's like, I do. Do you see that? I sure do. And everybody else is just sitting there going, huh, okay. That's weird. The cool thing about this is Joseph sat firmly and calmly all the time in the midst of a magnificent glory. But Sidney sat limp and pale, apparently as limp as a rag. Observing such at the close of the vision, Joseph remarked smilingly, Sidney's not as used to it as I am. It's just, I can see Joseph just sitting there going, this is amazing. And Sidney's just like, what the heck? This is just amazing. These guys felt the glory, but didn't necessarily see the vision. But Joseph and Sidney saw this, and apparently it was enough to just make Sidney just like absolutely crazy with this. So again, it's a lot of new stuff that they saw. Now, what did they actually see? Let me give you a little bit of an overview of what they saw. Now, contained within this vision is actually 6 visions. So what you've got here is vision number 1 is the vision of the Father and the Son, and we're going to hit that a little bit today. Vision number 2 is the fall of Lucifer. You see that interesting foil there. Then you got the sons of perdition, which are those verses also, and we're going to spend time on both of those tomorrow. Then you've got the celestial kingdom, the terrestrial kingdom, and the telestial kingdom. And the way we're going to approach this is we're actually going to go backwards. So my vision of doing this is tomorrow we're going to hit on Lucifer and the sons of perdition, and then on Wednesday we're going to hit the telestial kingdom, Thursday we're going to hit the terrestrial, and then Friday we're going to hit the celestial kingdom. So verses 1 through 10 and then about 19 through 24 is where you see Joseph and Sidney getting a little bit of a glimpse into the Father and the Son. In fact, you don't need to go very far into the section to see this as you look at verses 1 and 2. Hear, O ye heavens, and give ear, O earth, and rejoice ye inhabitants thereof. For the Lord is God, and beside him there is no Savior. Great is his wisdom, marvelous are his ways, the extent of his doings none can find out. His purposes fail not, neither are there any who can stay his hand. From eternity to eternity he is the same, and his years never fail. For thus saith the Lord, I am the Lord, am merciful and gracious unto those who fear me, or respect or reverence, and delight to honor those who serve me in righteousness and truth in the end. And so you get this idea of God the Father very quickly. Now, one of the coolest parts of this section is you go all the way down into verses 22 through 24. So this is after Joseph explains the process of them receiving this revelation. And then you've got this beautiful set of verses here, starting in verse 22. And now, after the many testimonies which have been given of him, this is the testimony. Last of all, we give of him that he lives. For we saw him, even on the right hand of God, and we heard the voice bearing record that he is the only begotten of the Father, that by him and through him and of him the worlds are and were created, and the inhabitants thereof are begotten sons and daughters unto God. I mean, you want to talk about the idea of where did I come from? Well, there you go. Why am I here, and what am I supposed to do, and where am I going? I love how the excitement is of Joseph with this right here. There's exclamation points there. So it kind of gets me thinking that the way they felt about this is kind of the way these people are feeling about a very similar message. So watch this.
Wait, hang on. All the way back here.
Dude, no way! I told you!
You're not gonna believe what just happened.
Long ago, this is what they felt like when it happened. And today, it's how we should feel too. Because what it meant for them, it means for us.
Yeah, I love that. That's the excitement that we should have when we learn that there is a Savior and that he lives, and that by him and through him and of him, all of this stuff is created, and there's an excitement there to this. So I imagine these first 24 verses or so were pretty exciting to Joseph and Sidney. So anyway, hope that helps you guys out. That's just the first part of this vision. Tomorrow we're going to hit on the vision of Lucifer and also in the sons of perdition. We're going to see where that takes us. So anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for sharing. Godspeed. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.